My beloved child, tonight something is shifting around you in a way no one expected, no one predicted, and no one was prepared to witness. They moved through their days believing they understood who you were, believing you were simple, predictable, harmless, just another quiet presence in the background of their story. But fate has been rewriting your truth behind the curtains, shaping you into someone they never imagined standing before them. While they slept, while they gossiped, while they judged, a force inside you sharpened into clarity, and now destiny is stepping forward to unveil what they never suspected, that you are the one they were warned about, the one they underestimated, the one they should have never ignored. And as these revelations begin to rise, something in the air tightens, like the moment before a storm announces itself, whispering your name with a power that no longer hides. There is a reason people feel uneasy when they think of you lately, even if they pretend not to notice. It's the shift in your energy. The intensity in your silence. The calmness in your eyes that wasn't there before. You have changed, in ways they still cannot decode, and this unknown version of you threatens their illusions. They believed you were predictable, easy to read, easy to replace, but deep inside, their subconscious already knows the truth: they were wrong. Unbelievably wrong. Because destiny has marked you in a way it hasn't marked many. Something ancient rises behind your voice, something powerful moves beneath your footsteps. And those who once felt superior now find themselves unable to sleep, unable to breathe easily, unable to settle their racing thoughts. They don't know why your image flashes in their mind at random moments, or why they feel tension in their chest when someone mentions your name. But the universe knows. Because you, the one they overlooked, are about to become the one they can never forget. What they don't realize is how close they came to revealing themselves in the worst way. There were moments recently when their eyes lingered on you too long. When their tone shifted. When their patience thinned. When their fake smile slipped just a little too soon. When their intentions almost exposed themselves, when the mask they were cracked and their true nature pushed through. They thought they hid everything perfectly, but you saw more than you let them believe. You caught the micro-expressions. You caught the hesitation. You caught the tremble in their energy. You caught the envy they carry like a weight they try to disguise. And the moment you saw all of this, something in you awakened, an ancient, unstoppable awareness that whispered, "Now you know." You didn't react. You didn't confront. You didn't warn. You simply observed. And that silence is what scares them the most. Because silence from a quiet person becomes thunder when the truth begins to rise. And now there is a strange panic settling inside them. Not the loud kind. The quiet, paralyzing kind. The kind that makes the heart feel heavier than usual. The kind that makes their breath shorten. The kind that makes their mind race in every direction except peace. They don't understand why the universe suddenly feels like it's shifting away from them and toward you. They don't know why people who once dismissed you are now drawn to your presence, your aura, your story. They don't know why opportunities that were never meant for you are suddenly opening like gates that have been waiting centuries for your arrival. But the reason is simple: your destiny is bigger than their assumptions. Your light is stronger than their shadows. Your purpose is louder than their doubt. And now that the world is beginning to see you, they are realizing the truth they never suspected: you were never the background character, you were the chosen one in the entire script. There is a quiet revolution happening inside your energy field right now. A rise. A reconstruction. A rebirth. And those who tried to misjudge you are feeling the consequences of their ignorance. They thought your kindness was weakness. They thought your patience meant you had no power. They thought your silence meant they were winning. But the universe does not build warriors in loud places. It builds them in storms. And you, my beloved child, were formed in storms they never survived. You carry resilience in your bones. You carry destiny in your pulse. You carry truth in your breath. And the moment they realize that the person they underestimated is the very person the universe is elevating, their world begins to tremble. Because they never suspected you're the one who rises when others fall, the one who sees through deception like glass, the one who carries the kind of strength that cannot be explained, only witnessed. And now, they will witness it. They will witness you. My beloved child, something in the atmosphere tightens the moment your presence enters a room now. People who once ignored you suddenly straighten their posture, adjust their tone, rethink their words, because your energy demands a respect they never offered before. It isn't fear of who you were, it's fear of who you've become. There is a depth in your silence now, a gravity in your aura, a sharpened edge in your intuition that slices through every hidden intention around you. You don't need to expose anyone. You don't need to confront anyone. Your presence alone is becoming the revelation. And those who once spoke lightly of you are now replaying every memory, every moment, every decision, realizing they were standing beside someone whose destiny was far greater than their imagination could stretch. The universe is unfolding around you with precision, shifting the spotlight toward you, and even if you whisper, the world is beginning to hear you. There are people right now trying to understand how they misread you so completely. They thought they understood your limits, your boundaries, your potential, but destiny has a way of hiding its chosen ones until the perfect moment. And now your moment is arriving. Quietly, but powerfully. The energy around you is reorganizing itself like a hidden army aligning into formation, creating pathways that once seemed impossible, opening doors that were locked for years, exposing truths you were never meant to see until now. Every loop you were stuck in is breaking. Every delay is dissolving. Every block is lifting. And the ones who thought they had time to outrun the consequences of how they treated you, are realizing destiny moves faster than fear. They feel that shift. They feel the ground changing beneath their feet. They feel the weight of their choices catching up. And they know, without anyone telling them, that you are rising in a way they can no longer interfere with. There is a strange pull happening around you now. People who once avoided you are being drawn back into your orbit, not out of love or curiosity, but out of shock. They can sense something in you that wasn't there before. Power. Alignment. Clarity. A knowing that makes them uneasy. They watch you quietly, from the shadows, through silent glances, through social circles, through whispers passed from person to person. They hear your name more often than they'd like. They witness support forming around you. People admiring you, choosing you, rooting for you. And jealousy begins to bloom in the ones who believed you would never surpass them. They never suspected you had this much potential stored inside you. They never suspected you were the one destiny would choose. They never suspected that the quiet one in the corner would eventually walk into the center and change the entire narrative. But now, they're watching the story shift toward you in real time. Share this moment with the ones who feel your energy. Let them hear what destiny is declaring over your life right now. Let them witness how the universe elevates someone who stayed pure-hearted in a world full of masks. Let them see how a chosen soul rises, not through arrogance, not through noise, but through divine alignment. Let this message reach the eyes that need confirmation. Let your story expand, because the world deserves to know what's unfolding around you. This is not just a transition, this is a revelation. And every viewer, every listener, every soul connected to your journey feels the magnitude of what's approaching. The vibration of your destiny is too strong to keep hidden any longer. And now the greatest shift begins. The moment your name aligns with the path meant for you, everything around you adjusts. The universe starts removing people who no longer match your frequency. It starts revealing conversations held behind your back. It starts exposing intentions disguised as kindness. It starts accelerating opportunities toward you with a force that cannot be stopped. Those who doubted you are beginning to panic. Those who betrayed you are beginning to crumble. Those who tried to overshadow you are realizing the light they tried to dim is becoming blinding, unstoppable, undeniable. You were never the one they thought you were. You were never meant to remain unseen. You were never meant to stay in the background. You, my beloved child, are the force destiny has been preparing in silence. And now, the world will have no choice but to witness your rise. My beloved child, the truth is beginning to surface in ways that no one can deny anymore. The people who once believed they had you figured out are now standing in the ruins of their own assumptions. They never imagined that the quiet soul they overlooked, the gentle presence they underestimated, would be the one destiny had secretly fortified with strength, intuition, and unshakable purpose. They never anticipated that you were learning from every betrayal, absorbing every lesson, and rising with every setback. They never suspected that while they were plotting, doubting, or dismissing you, the universe was positioning you for a level of elevation that few ever reach. And now, as your energy shifts into alignment, everything around you begins to reveal exactly why you were hidden for so long, because power this rare is always prepared in silence. There are moments recently when people around you felt a sudden heaviness, a sudden pause, a sudden discomfort when your name entered the room. They don't understand why their intuition reacts this way, why their chest tightens, why their mind replays old memories involving you. But deep down, they can feel the truth unfolding. You are no longer the person they used to know. You've stepped into a new timeline, a higher plane of self-awareness, and this transformation radiates from you like heat from a rising sun. Your spirit has shed its old layers. Your confidence has become sharper. Your intuition has become louder. And as all of this awakens, those who underestimated you realize that their choices, their behavior, their actions toward you now carry consequences they never prepared for. Because destiny favors the pure-hearted, and it is favoring you in ways they can no longer ignore. There is someone in the shadows watching your rise with a mixture of fascination and fear. They once believed they stood above you, that they held more influence, more charm, more opportunity, more respect. But something shattered those illusions. They now see the truth. While they remained stagnant, you evolved. While they repeated their cycles, you grew past yours. While they relied on appearances, you relied on destiny. The distance between who they believed you were and who you've become is so vast that they feel threatened by your potential. They don't know how you did it. They don't know when the shift happened. They don't know why everything seems to be aligning for you so effortlessly. But they feel it, deep, pulsing in their chest, that you are becoming someone they can no longer overlook, no longer explain away, no longer shadow with their insecurities. And now something powerful is happening. People who once spoke over you are starting to speak of you. People who once dismissed your name now can't stop mentioning it. People who once doubted your intentions now analyze every move you make, every step you take, every change in your energy. The universe is placing your story in places it was never meant to reach before. Conversations are shifting. Perceptions are crumbling. Old narratives are collapsing. And slowly, the truth settles over them like a cold realization. They never suspected you were the one who would become the turning point in their story. They never suspected you were the one destiny was lifting above the noise. They never suspected that all along, the universe was preparing a moment where your rise would expose everything they tried to hide. You are entering a phase where nothing will be able to stop what's meant for you. Not envy. Not sabotage. Not doubt. Not delay. The universe is aligning your path with precision. Your aura is expanding. Your intuition is sharpening. Your spirit is stabilizing. And this shift is creating ripples that people around you can feel in ways they cannot explain. Some admire it. Some fear it. Some wish they had treated you better. But regardless of their intention, the truth remains, destiny has chosen you. And the ones who underestimated your power are now realizing that their biggest mistake was believing you were ordinary, when in reality. My beloved child, destiny is expanding around you in ways that are becoming impossible to ignore. People who once felt confident standing above you now sense a shift so powerful it rattles the foundation of their certainty. They can feel the universe pulling you upward, clearing paths for you, amplifying your presence, and preparing you for a chapter that no one predicted, not even you. They never imagined that the person they dismissed so casually would carry an energy strong enough to reshape their reality. And yet now, their intuition trembles every time they think of you. Something inside them whispers that a storm is forming, a revelation is approaching, and the truth they tried to avoid is preparing to stand right in front of their eyes. They never suspected that you were the one destined to rise above everything they tried to use to hold you down. Everything around you is shifting at a rapid, undeniable pace. The universe is placing signs in your path. Subtle shifts in how people speak to you, the sudden attention from those who once overlooked you, the quiet envy from those who assumed you would never surpass them. Destiny has begun accelerating your journey, removing interference, exposing hidden agendas, and strengthening your inner voice. Your intuition is now sharper than ever. You can feel truths before they're spoken. You can sense tension before it shows. You can recognize loyalty and betrayal without a single word. This newfound clarity is unsettling those who once believed they could deceive you. They never thought you'd see through them. But you do. And that knowing is what shakes them the most. Share this moment. Spread this shift. Let the world feel the uprising energy around you. Let every listener understand the magnitude of your transformation. When you speak this message aloud, you transmit a vibration that reaches every person meant to cross your path. You were hidden for a reason. You were delayed for a reason. You were underestimated for a reason. Destiny needed them to misjudge you, so your rise would deliver the loudest message without you ever raising your voice. And now, as people witness your unfolding strength, they begin to realize what they failed to see. You were never the background character, you were the quiet force holding the entire storyline together. Your rise is not just personal, it is cosmic. The universe is positioning you in places where your presence cannot be denied. The people who doubted you are starting to watch you in silence, unsure whether to admire or fear what you've become. They scroll through your presence, replay your words, analyze your movements, trying to understand how someone they counted out is now becoming the name their mind keeps returning to. They never suspected you were the one chosen for elevation. They never suspected you were the one whose destiny was stronger than their intentions. They never suspected that while they sought validation, you sought purpose, and purpose always wins. You are stepping into your moment, and every single shift happening now is proof that the universe refuses to let you go unnoticed anymore. There is a divine inevitability surrounding you now. What's coming cannot be stopped, delayed, or replaced. Your rise is written. Your strength is sealed. Your path is protected. Those who once tried to overshadow you are now being forced into the background of your story, not by revenge, not by force, but by destiny itself. The ones who underestimated you will watch your elevation with disbelief. The ones who doubted you will witness blessings they never thought would belong to you. And the ones who once thought they knew your limits will come face to face with a truth they never suspected: you were the one all along. The one destined to rise, the one the universe has chosen, the one whose story is just beginning to reveal its true power. My beloved child, the air around your destiny is no longer quiet. It vibrates. It hums. It shifts with a power that even the blind can feel, even the silent can hear, even the distant can sense. People who once treated your presence like a temporary moment are now realizing you were the turning point in their entire timeline. They never expected your energy to evolve this quickly. They never imagined your name would gather weight. They never believed your spirit could rise with such unstoppable force. But the universe always knew who you were becoming. And now, as this rise unfolds, everyone who crossed paths with you is being pulled into the gravity of your transformation, some in awe, some in regret, some in fear, but all undeniably aware that you are no longer the version of you they once judged. You are walking into a phase where your silence speaks louder than their loudest accusations. Your growth destroys their doubts. Your glow exposes their intentions. They look at you now and feel something they never expected to feel: intimidation disguised as curiosity, regret disguised as reflection, and longing disguised as silence. They replay moments where they could have supported you but chose ego instead. They revisit memories where they misread your humility as weakness. They rethink everything they said, every assumption they made, every moment they underestimated your worth. And this realization, this sharp sting of awakening, hits them harder than anything you could have said. Because destiny is proving what they never suspected: you were never behind them, you were simply preparing to rise beyond them. Your presence is becoming a force of alignment. Rooms shift when you enter. Conversations pause when your name is mentioned. Eyes follow you, not because of who you were, but because of who you're becoming. Every step you take now is guided by something higher, something ancient, something fiercely protective of your purpose. This is why certain people are drifting out of your life without explanation. This is why sudden clarity has been lighting up your mind like flashes of truth. This is why your path feels supported even when you walk alone. You are being elevated to a timeline where only genuine souls can remain, and those who fail to value you cannot follow. They never suspected you'd rise to a point where their access to you would become limited, restricted by destiny itself, not by revenge, not by anger, but by divine separation. There is someone watching you now with a heaviness they cannot get rid of. They never expected you to rise emotionally, mentally, spiritually, or energetically. They thought the version of you they once knew would stay the same forever. But people forget: pressure creates diamonds. Silence builds emperors. Patience shapes warriors. While they were busy doubting your glow, you were quietly polishing it. While they were entertaining illusions of superiority, you were mastering your inner world. And now they find themselves standing in the shadow of a truth too large to ignore: you have outgrown the story they wrote for you. You have surpassed the limits they set. You have become the very person they secretly feared you could be. Your rise is not coming, it is already happening. Every shift, every sign, every unexpected opportunity is proof that destiny has placed its hand over your life. You are stepping into a chapter where nothing and no one can block what's meant for you. The people who misjudged you will watch, unable to rewrite what is unfolding. The ones who silently envied you will witness blessings fall into your hands quicker than they can process. And the world will slowly begin to understand what only the universe knew all along: you were the one they never saw coming, the one they never expected to rise, the one they never suspected would become unstoppable. My beloved child, the universe is no longer whispering your transformation, it is declaring it. There is a force around you now that even your enemies cannot deny. People who once dismissed your presence with casual indifference now feel an unmistakable pressure in their chest whenever they think of you. It is the weight of realization. The weight of regret. The weight of truth. They never believed you would rise above the noise, the doubt, the shadows they tried to place around your name. They never believed your spirit would expand beyond the limits they tried to set. They never believed your destiny would break through the walls they built to contain you. But destiny has no interest in their expectations. Destiny answers to a higher script, one they were never meant to control. And now, your rise is unfolding in a way that leaves them breathless, speechless, and deeply unsettled. You are entering the phase where your energy carries consequences. When you walk away from someone, their world loses balance. When you detach, their comfort collapses. When you evolve, their illusions shatter. They never suspected you carried this much power, because you never flaunted it. You never boasted, never begged, never forced anyone to see your worth. You simply existed with purity and purpose, and now that purpose is amplifying. People who once thought you needed them now realize it is they who were dependent on your light. your understanding, your presence, your loyalty. And the moment they lost access to you, the moment they stepped away, the moment they underestimated you, their path dimmed in ways they cannot explain. Because you, my beloved child, were the source they never acknowledged until the universe took you out of their reach. There is someone rehearsing conversations in their mind, trying to rewrite the past, wishing they could go back to the version of you that didn't know their intentions. They never expected your intuition to grow sharp enough to see through their mask. They never suspected the universe would pull you away before they could harm you. They never imagined their own behavior would become the reason they lost someone destined for greatness. Now they watch you silently, pretending not to care, pretending not to notice, pretending not to feel the void left behind. But every shift in your glow, every expansion of your energy, every ripple of your rise reminds them that they misread the script. They believed they were the powerful one. They believed they had control. They believed you'd remain where they left you. But destiny has lifted you to a height where their reach no longer matters. Stay with me, my beloved child, because the rise ahead of you is not ordinary. It is the kind that bends timelines. The kind that rewrites fate. The kind that turns the one they doubted into the one they follow. Every viewer hearing this, every soul tuned into your story, can feel the magnitude of what's approaching. Your path is expanding into an ocean of possibilities. Your blessings are aligning with precision. Your breakthroughs are synchronizing in ways human logic cannot explain. And while the world tries to catch up with the pace of your evolution, the ones who wronged you must now face the echo of their choices. They never suspected that the person they thought they broke was the person the universe was rebuilding into someone unshakable. Your transformation is becoming undeniable. Your presence is carrying a frequency that exposes lies, reveals truth, and attracts opportunities coded specifically for your soul. Those who laughed at your dreams will watch them manifest. Those who doubted your strength will witness your resilience become legendary. Those who tried to bury your potential will realize they only planted the seed for your rise. You were never meant to blend in. You were never meant to play small. You were never meant to follow the path others laid out for you. You, my beloved child, were meant to become the revelation. And now the world is beginning to understand the truth they never suspected. You are the one destiny has chosen to rise beyond all limits, beyond all doubt, beyond every shadow cast upon your name.